Anthony Hartwig here with another basketball season preview. We're joined by the head coach of the boys team at South Range, Pat Carden. Coach, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about your program.
Thanks for having us. It's great to hear from you guys. Love what you guys do in the high school basketball world and all sports for that aspect. I think it's great when they get the media coverage that they might not get on, local news and things like that.
So when you talk of, well, before we talk about this season and all the exciting things you have, let's just recap last year. A very exciting season for South Range, a lot of success. What are some lessons that you think returning players and even the coaching staff can take away from the things that this team went through last year?
Yeah, year one for me last year as a head coach, so definitely a huge learning curve for me. We got a full summer in, a full off season, kind of see the way we want things to be happening here. So some of those changes kind of been made. And then, as far as the season went, we lost the league title, basically on a hiccup in Lakeview. So I think we kind of understand now that, any given night you can be beat and you got to be ready to go. Um, it's nothing against Lakeview. They were playing great at the time. But that proved to be the difference. Poland came out with one loss. We split with them. We thought that could, get us to the top. And, we didn't do what we needed to do.
When you think about first year and you reflect on it, I mean a lot of coaches have first years that don't go nearly as well as yours did and how much success you did. Do you ever kind of pinch yourself and go, man, I'm set up here?
Yeah, it's obviously that's the expectation to get to the district round, and you really hope to get to the district championship. It's something that even early in my career as an assistant, I've been fortunate enough to be there quite a few times. So to me, it's not unfamiliar territory. But this program's now been there twice in the last 2 years, and we're going to hope to continue that streak this year.
Now, another thing that your programs is used to by now is waiting for football to be over until you get all your guys in. Once again, the football team on a great run as they usually are for South Range. So I know your roster isn't complete right now, but I also know there are definitely names that you can shout out that we know are going to be on this team and are going to play big roles on this team, even though maybe you don't have them yet. So shout out the names that we're going to see a lot of this year, and maybe there are some new faces in the wings too at South Range that you think are going to be a big impact this year.
Yeah, Luke's kind of the name that everyone's going to know. So Luke Rowan, he's going to be our senior, who probably has the most experience, most decorated of the group. So he's going to be a big part of what we do. And then his counterpart is Nate Lewis, our point guard, another 3-year starter here. Nate's with the football team right now, but we're hoping to get him, when the football team is done, hopefully in a few weeks, doing what they kind of do. We bring over Graham Heikkinen this year. He's a South Range kid that returned to us. He's a senior. He's going to be in the mix. Then we return Tristan Toy, Gavin Nagy, that are seniors, great athletes, have great careers in other sports as well. Mike Arwacki is a senior that's with us. Jimmy Powell. These are guys that are all returning letter winners. We have 2 juniors in the program, Jack Carey, DeHaven Cooperwood. They're looking to fight for some playing time. Sophomores, Jason Vorshak, Gavin Hitchcock, Tommy Valentine, and Jimmy Hagan. Those are all football players as well. So we don't have any of them right now. And then we're excited about a couple freshmen that we have in Tommy Titus and Nick Toy that will hopefully compete for some varsity time as well.
When you're in this situation where you're still waiting for guys to come off of football and you're definitely wishing them the best of luck, but in your case, you still have to get stuff done. You still have to go scrimmage people and get ready for the start of the season. What's that like as a coach trying to kind of juggle the things when you don't have all your people and try to still, be productive for the kids that you do have so everyone can be as ready as possible when game one comes around?
It's definitely hard. This year a little bit harder than most. Last year when we came in, we had 6 varsity caliber players with us that weren't on the football team. So we were kind of able to fine tune things and really get them moving. So we were ready to go early. This year we don't have that luxury. A lot of them are on the football team. So we're just going as hard as we can. The guys that we have, we're working with them day in and day out. We're bringing in a couple older guys to help practice. Coaches are jumping in here and there. So we could do 5-on-5 things. We have our first scrimmage this Saturday, and probably our only scrimmage. We're in a preview playing Bristol. So we're getting our guys ready for that, and it's just year after year. You love to see the football team succeed, but it puts us in a little bit of a bind.
It's a double-edged sword, Coach. When you talk about the preview on Saturday, that's also it's like a ramped up scrimmage a little bit. You get two
Uh,
quarters of pretty much game action. What kind of benefit is it to have that? You only get one a year that you're allowed to be in. So, what kind of a benefit is it to be in a preview where not only are you scrimmaging, but you're also kind of putting these guys in as real of game situations as you possibly can?
especially for us, I think with some of the guys that we're bringing, they don't have a ton of varsity experience um, outside of Luke. So Graham's going to get a lot of varsity time here and kind of see, where the things that he can and can't do in a game situation. Mike Garwacki's going to really work in a game situation. And then Jack Carey and DeHaven Cooperwood, they haven't had any varsity experience on the basketball end. So they're kind of getting thrown right into the fire. And then we have a couple freshmen that are going to be with us as well. And they're going to get to see what it's going to take to play on the varsity level.
All right, let's talk about your schedule. We'll start with the conference. The NE8 you already brought it up last year. You one game off of getting a championship with Poland, but you come back this year. I know you're hungrier than ever. Talk about the league this year, how you see it shaping out, and what you think South Range can do to really put themselves in the top of the league.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of experience coming back, so that could really help us in the league. But it's a super competitive league. There's a lot of really good teams, a lot of good coaches. Luckily for me, I am familiar with a lot of them. I coached with Coach Fender when he was at Springfield. I coached with Coach Hannon and Gerard. Coach Aldish and Struthers was a coach of mine for, it seems like 10, 15 years, but he was with me pretty much all the way going through. Even Coach Procopio over there in Lakeview now, he was coaching in Jackson Milton when we were coaching in Springfield. So we had a lot of battles with him. Hubbard's always good with Coach Fitch. Year two under his system will be interesting to see how they kind of soak that in. And then Coach Harding over in Niles. So we'll see how, what they can shake out.
And then when you talk about non-conference, when the pressure's a little bit off and the whole goal of non-conference schedule is just simply get ready for tournament time, whatever it takes to get yourself as sharp as possible. Talk about the non-conference teams that pop up on your schedule and some teams that you're really excited to go test yourselves against.
Yeah, we get thrown into the fire right away. We have West Branch and Louisville right off the bat. So those are two great programs, two great teams that are really going to test us and see what we're all about. We play Boardman this year. We have Fitch, Mooney, Howland, Salem, and then Columbiana, Springfield, that rivalry game. And then our non-league kind of rounds out with Mohawk, PA.
And then, Coach, one of the things that we like to talk about is just expectations for this team. What are some of the things that you don't hope for, you don't want, but you expect out of the team? Some bare fundamentals out of South Range basketball that you expect from them this year.
Yeah, I just hope that we give it our all every night, and I think they kind of see that when you don't give it your all, what can happen. We're always going to preach, play hard and play fast. You're hearing those words a lot from a lot of coaches, I feel like. But what we want to do is ramp it up on the defensive end. And I think our kids are understanding that a little bit more in year two, where, we come into practices, we're moving a little bit quicker between drills. We're going just a little bit harder in drills. Those kind of things. Our expectations are just, we're going to do what we need to do, and we're going to try and put them in the best position to win every game possible. And, just go on and give 110% effort.
I like that you said practices are molding more into what you envision. When you talk about the whole basketball program, whether you talk about what you're doing with the, junior high or how the culture is being run, now in year two, do you start to see it take even more more mold of what you want it to be?
No, sorry, my internet just went out for a quick second.
No, you're good. So when we talk about, establishing a culture, last year you were trying to do it. This year is kind of when you start to see it take mold. So how much have you seen your philosophy and your culture that you want out of this program really start to take hold this year in year two?
Yeah, starting from the bottom up, we were able to run our summer camp, our youth camp in the summer, and we had great numbers for that. We did a great job with our intramural program last year and good numbers again in it this year. And getting some excitement into the basketball end. Basketball hasn't had the success that, football and baseball have had in this school. So we're trying to build that excitement here. And then, in our junior high levels, we have, really competitive junior high classes right now. Um, and fantastic help at our junior high level. They're starting to run a little bit of our offensive schemes out, things. So when those guys come up to us as freshmen, they're ready to roll.
All right, Coach, at the end of these, we love to give the time to shout out the coaching staff that you've put together from the bottom up, from junior high on all the way up to varsity. Talk about the people that you have in place that are helping you make this program what it is.
Our junior high program has some really great coaches. I'm very fortunate for that. We have Coach Titus and Coach Irons in junior high. Both have a ton of varsity experience. They have a ton of basketball knowledge, and they really help the kids. And helping them out is Zach Smith, who is a former player here at South Range. Up at the high school level, player at Springfield when I was coaching there. Just finished up his playing career at Westminster. So he brings that college basketball aspect to it. He knows what the college practices look like, and just a ton of knowledge for a young guy. Adam Wary is with us again. Again, he's another former player at Springfield. So we do have a lot of Springfield guys over here. We kind of got them to flip sides. But Adam does a great job with our freshmen, helping out in JV and varsity. He puts in a ton of time with the guys too. He's here all summer, all spring. And then Mark Easy is another assistant coach. He was with us last year. Again, guy who's been a head coach before. He has a ton of basketball experience. He teaches in the school district, so he's kind of my eyes and ears in the building, and it's just instrumental.
You just make sure those Springfield kids don't sneak in some orange and black under the burgundy and gold. Don't throw off the mojo, right, Coach?
That's right. No orange over here.
Yeah. All right, Coach. We want to thank you for your time. We appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck this year. We'll be out there covering you all season, and we look forward to talking to you real soon.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.